take a big inhale, and as you exhale, turn your chin over your right shoulder. And this time, as you inhale and exhale down, take that right ear to right shoulder, extending that left hand just a little bit. Inhale again. And as you exhale, this time look down as though you have a breast pocket on the right side. Inhale, exhale, and this time we're going to bring that chin all the way up to the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. And now we're going to repeat everything on the left side, left ear to left shoulder. And now inhale, exhale, this time take that chin over the left shoulder. And this time as we exhale, take that chin and look down as though you have a breast pocket on the left side, stretching the back of the neck. And now lifting that chin up again all the way to the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. And let's inhale. As we exhale, we're going to do a side bend, bringing the left arm down, right arm reaches over towards the side, keeping the shoulders in line with the hips. And let's bring that stretch to the other side. Feeling that stretch right along the ribs. And we're going to repeat that one more time on each side. Now let's begin stretching the upper body. Extend your right hand, point your fingertips down to the ground, and pull back on those fingertips, stretching that forearm area. And release that. Turn the palm facing in toward you, fingertips pointed down, and pull those fingertips close to the body. Now bring that same arm across the chest, stretching the rear deltoid. And turn the palm facing outward again, stretching the rear deltoid. Now stretch the tricep by bringing the fingertips to the back of the shoulder blade, pressing down on the same elbow or reaching the opposite hand underneath and grab the fingertips of each hand. This can be aided with a towel or some kind of strap. And as you release that hand down, circle those wrists. Now bring the left hand out, Palm faces away from you, fingertips pointed down, stretching the forearm. And now turn the palm facing in toward you and stretching the top of the forearm. That same arm across the chest to stretch the rear deltoid. Then turn that palm facing outward and continue the stretch. And let's stretch the tricep, bringing that arm up and around, tapping the fingertips to the shoulder blade, pressing down on the elbow, or reaching from underneath and interlacing the fingers. And as you release, circle the wrist on the way down. And as you inhale, bring those arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the lower back and bring it to a slight back bend, stretching the front of the body from the chin all the way down through the abdominals. Then forward fold. Just the fingertips on the floor if you can, bending those knees if it's slightly easier for you. We're going to repeat that all the way up and again into that forward fold, this time reaching a little bit closer to the floor. Maybe those fingertips can go all the way to the floor. Maybe the hands can touch this time. Then we will step it back to a downward dog. Stretching the calves, pushing the hips up to the ceiling. Bend those knees once or twice each. And then right leg up and through into that high lunge. From here, let's twist over that right hip and stretch the lower back again. Now moving on to stretch those hamstrings. Hands come down to the ground and we straighten out those knees. Press those hips back. And just every time you exhale, let those muscles relax a little bit more. Then we're going to bring it into what's called lizard, which is bringing both hands to the inside of the front knee. The back leg is extended but relaxed on the ground, and we're feeling a stretch on the front hamstring. Now we're going to come out of lizard and we're going to do a king pigeon. We can add a forward fold to this. The important thing is to make sure those hips are level with the ground. You can use a bolster or a block to help you if need be. And now let's take ourselves, bring it up nice and slow, and we're gonna swing the back leg around and over the top so we can twist that spine one more time and even get a stretch within the hips. Now let's take and fold that front leg or the top leg on top of the bottom. This is called shoelace. Once you've positioned yourself with those knees as comfortably on top of each other as possible, you can walk yourself forward gently or just stay in a seated position with a nice straight back. And let's attempt fire log right here. It's kind of like the crisscross applesauce we did as kids, but it's the opposite way. Flex your feet to protect the knees, and then slowly walk yourself forward or just stay in a seated position and let those hips relax with every exhale. Now, open that leg up to the side, come up onto that right knee, and reach up and over for one more assisted side bend. Then we're going to press back to a tuck position. Heels reach toward the ground, they do not touch. We're stretching the deeper part of those calves. And now into that forward fold one more time to stretch those hamstrings, and back to the downward dog. Pressing into those hands, pushing the hips up to the ceiling, bending those knees a couple of times, and left leg comes up and through. It's onto that high lunge for the opposite side. We're just repeating the whole series with the opposite leg. Remember, take those hands now and twist over that left hip to stretch the spine. Those hands to the ground, hips press back, straightening those knees, stretching the hamstrings. Now let's take it down to lizard. Walk those hands forward on the inside of that front knee. Back leg is extended and the knee rests on the ground. We're stretching that front hamstring. And let's take it to king pigeon. Extend the back leg, sit with those hips level with the ground, and you can forward fold by gently walking those hands out. Or if king pigeon is comfortable enough, just stay there. Now let's bring ourselves up, bring the back leg around and over the top, hug it, and twist into that spinal stretch, stretching the hip as well. Then we'll bring ourselves into shoelace. We'll just try to stack those knees on top of each other as best we can. Get comfortable in the stretch first, and then you may walk it down for a forward fold. And now let's bring ourselves into fire log one more time. Remember, it's like the crisscross applesauce, but different. The legs are stacked on top of each other. The feet are flexed to protect the knees from too much lateral pressure. And we walk it forward if possible. This is a great hip opener. And then we'll bring that top leg out to the side. Come up onto that opposite knee, reaching up and over for the last side bend. And now bringing ourselves to the ball of the feet into a tuck position, stretching those calves. Press those hands into the floor, hips up to the ceiling. One last hamstring stretch. Bend those knees, roll it up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way to the top. Give a good shoulder roll. And inhale up. Exhale all the way down, and you should feel very good about spending 15 minutes on yourself.